What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hey, friends. Happy Monday.
Good morning. Happy Monday, girl.
How are you?
I'm doing really, really good. Really
Good. How was your weekend?
I had a fun weekend. We've discussed. I have been doing Dry-uary.
Does, but I want our listeners to know what the weekend was given for you.
So
one thing at a time. Because this is you got to take one thing at a time when you're the it girl and you're doing the thing.
I don't know about all of that.
Okay, so last week we talked about this Beyonce brunch.
Yes,
that
and
you
how
already had planned.
Mm-hmm.
How you were gonna cheat on your Dry-uary.
And I cheated.
Oh, did you?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
It was full on day drinking, like outside for the whole, like I left during the daytime and I got home at nighttime. And when I say I got home at nighttime, I didn't get home at 4 o'clock because you know the sun go down at 4 o'clock. I got home at 10 o'clock and I was drunk. Oops, like it was work. I mean, just the mimosa pours. It was like keg. It was like a keg. It was like a keg beer. And then they, they gave you a nice little, splash of orange juice. Just, I like my mimosas light skin, and they were doing such a good job pouring them out. It was a struggle. I was on the struggle bus on Saturday. On Sunday. I was on the struggle bus on Sunday, but I managed to muster up the strength to go out on a Hinge date. And this was like a successful Hinge date, girl. Like I got to give it up for the young man. I got to give it up for the young man because it was a really good time. I had a very nice time meeting him. Like, I don't want to be over here all smiles. Like, I literally just met him in person, for the first time yesterday, but it was a wonderful date. We had endless conversation, which I think is important to me. Like, we could probably just talk forever. Like, it was fun. It was a good time. So,
okay.
Hinge isn't all bad. Like I feel like obviously it's a hit or miss. I think that's everybody's experience on the app. You just hopefully you get lucky.
Some of us have more misses than hits, but it is what it is. It's part of the dating process.
How have you been back on Hinge? Are you like, I know we've talked about it, but where are you at?
Don't deflect. This is your thing. Let's keep the conversation exactly where it is. Can we do that? Because I want to back up real quick. And I want to make sure when you go to our socials this week, okay, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I'm going to show you, okay, Pascha did all this moving around, Beyonce brunching, light-skinned mimosas, successful Hinge date. Ask our good sis Pascha, where are the fucking pictures to show it? We'll post the picture that Pascha has from her weekend, and y'all, I'm gonna let y'all chew her up. I'm gonna post the picture on our Instagram page for sure. So make sure you go to our stories and see the picture that we got from our girl Pascha
from her wonderful weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
so that's the first thing, because she wasn't. I told her she should try to not cheat during Dry-uary and just keep things even. But no, she had to go sipping mimosas and giving us the picture that we got. That's number one. Number two, I want to hear more about this date.
Oh, man. Okay.
What made this? Okay, first of all, you're back on Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I check it every 4 days. And if I see something if I see somebody that I like me, then I'll, like it back or whatever, or set it up so that we can chat. And I seen his pic and I was just like, okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I would typically go for this, but there's something there. There's something mischievous and mysterious in these pictures. Like that.
Okay. So when did you all match versus when did you all actually go on your date?
we matched on Saturday in the morning, and he was like, hey, good morning. How's your weekend looking? And he was like, do you work on the weekends? And I was like, no, I don't work on the weekends. What? I have a Monday through Friday job, buddy. What are you talking about?
Right.
But so he started with that. And, it was just kind of like harmless conversation, like, but it was flowing. It was conversation that was flowing. So I didn't, sometimes when I've connected with people on Hinge, it's like, hey, what's up? How are you? Hey, I'm doing great. How are you? And then nothing else like happens. It's literally like nothing happens. It's like, oh, we matched. I'm ghosting though, kind of a thing.
Okay.
So I had told him that I had something going on, and we had kind of been texting throughout, or messaging throughout the day, and then he says, are you at your brunch already? And I was like, I just walked out the door. And I was like, what are you doing with your Saturday? And so he lists all these like responsible things that he's going to do. Like he's full on adulting on Saturday. And I'm over here like, I'm fucking up my Dry-uary. I'm about to get hammered. My homegirl, I'm dressed in my outfit. I'm being cute. And he's like, I have stuff to do. And then he ended his day with drinks with you, maybe? ?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. But then as like my day drinking progressed, the likelihood of us meeting and it being successful became very like the likelihood was low. Like,
okay.
And like,
you don't want that to be the first impression when you meet.
No,
somebody.
we don't want to meet drunk Pascha when you've never met her before.
Yeah.
And I was drunk Pascha, but it was fun. It was drunk Pascha who forgot to take pics. So anyway, we ended up, he sent me a message and I missed it by 2 hours because I was fucking drinking. And I was like, hey, what's up? I was like, stills want to have a drink?
It's a no, Pascha.
Stills want to have a drink? And it was a no. He dissed me. So he ended up, his day ended up turning out how it was going to turn out. And he was like, yeah, I'm actually going to like link up with my guys and like go outside. And I'm like, oh, you're canceling on me to go be in the streets. This nigga canceled on me to be in the streets? Like, fine. Fine.
But you said this was a successful Hinge date, so where's the success?
So we did not get together Saturday night, which was fine for me because no.
Okay.
And then Sunday I ended up hitting him up because at first I was like, well, is he gonna text me and be like, hey, I know we didn't get together last night, but what's up with today? But he didn't say anything. And so I sent him a message, and I was actually reading the conversation we were having Saturday night. And I was like, boy, drunk Pascha was in full effect because I literally was only like, when you're arguing with a man and you say something and he responds to the one thing.
Like he didn't read the rest of it.
He didn't read the whole. I was definitely responding to one thing when I was texting him. And so I was like, hey, I, was 3 sheets to the wind last night. I was having girls' night with my friends. I am so sorry. He was like, oh no, I figured you were, I figured it was like a party night. And he was like, so, no big deal. And I was like, yeah, so how did your night go? Because I figured he went outside and was in the streets. And he was like, oh, I ended up staying home working. And I was like, you canceled on me? Yeah. I said, you canceled on me for work? And he was like, I believe you said we can link tomorrow. I was like, no. No, you canceled on me. You canceled on me for work? And he was like, well, I mean, I didn't really cancel. Like, you had something going on too. So, of course, we had like this witty banter and this great conversation. And then we took the conversation to the phone. And, we actually talked on the phone instead of texting back and forth. Great conversation.
Okay.
We've got a lot of similarities that took me by surprise. A little concerning. But we're going with it.
Okay. So does this mean you're on a second date too?
We're gonna go on a second date.
Okay, good.
We're gonna go on a second date. We ended up meeting up and having drinks. I don't know how I did it because I was literally half dead all day yesterday. But I got, it's amazing what you'll do for a man. As a nigga got up, okay? We got up, got dressed, got cute. You would have thought that I hadn't had a drink in months because I was just, I had to, show up and things. And so we ended up like linking up, had some drinks and just talking and just really had some great conversation. Like if we are not romantically involved, he's going to be my friend. Like we've decided we're best friends already. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's really, really cool. Very nice.
Pascha made a new friend.
I made a new friend. Last week we talked about making friends as an adult and how difficult it was.
That's where I'm going with this. Yet again, you're showing me up. So now I have to get on the dater and do the date and the things and make a friend.
I'm sorry. I'm not the only one that's going to be giving progress reports.
Yeah.
Come on now. You refuse to watch Emily in Paris. You refuse to go outside. Come on. Come on, friend.
Hey, boy, what do you want to do? Shit.
I'm ready to hear some stories from you, my friend.
I'm gonna have a. It might not be a story, but I promise to have a positive progress report for you tomorrow. Next week for the podcast.
Speaking of progress report, what's going on with the Black Pharaoh?
Well, I'm so glad you asked about Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
Pharaoh is making his rounds. I dropped a video. If you go to any of our social media, I did drop the video. It says Black Pharaoh video reveal. And the girls were agreeing that Black Pharaoh was fine. He's looking like he needs to look. Let's see where we at with the shares. On Instagram, it was kind of doing some numbers. Okay, so Instagram, it has been shared for 4,200 times. So we are getting somewhere, y'all.
Okay.
Keep sharing. Keep watching the video. Send it to your friends. We had like a little voting situation going on over the weekend in our story where people were voting on how fine he was. And so it's doing good.
Okay.
We just going to, every week we'll just give you an update on like the progress of the video, if it's still going around. But you all have to share it. Like you can't just tune in trying to see how many more views does the video got. Is the video gonna go viral? You have to be a part of.
Yeah, we're doing this together as a family. Find Joy's man.
Now wait a minute, because that's what I don't want this to be. This is not my man. I don't want him to be my man. I just want to meet this king. That's all.
What if he discovers that he is being lusted after on the Same Difference podcast and he says he wants to date you?
Okay, unless he lives in Atlanta, it just could never happen. I'm not doing long distance ever again in my life. I've done that, and I'm not doing it.
Oh.
And I would like to meet him. We talked about we want to have him on the podcast. We want to talk. That's all. We want to talk, Pharaoh.
We just want to make new friends.
Right. We don't bite. We're just making new friends, and we just want to talk. So hit us up. I don't know if I would say that we're lusting after you, but the listeners are saying that you're fine. They agreeing with the two homegirls here. So
can confirm.
When you see this video, slide in the DM. Say what's up.
Say hello there.
Mm-hmm. So that's how Black Pharaoh was going. Thank you for asking. Thank you all for sharing. Keep doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only progress update that I have. So next week, my progress update will be a little more interesting.
I was going to say, what did you do this weekend?
Took down my Christmas decorations.
Okay. I have not.
Okay. Yep. Trees down in the box. Ornaments are put away. I didn't take the lights off the balcony yet just because it got dark and I didn't want to be out there in the dark, leaning over the balcony trying to pull everything apart. But I will do that today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Trying to get back into the swing of eating how I need to eat so that I can keep my girlish figure.
Okay, because girl, when you had stood up and you was in the camera, I was like, okay, waist and stomach. It's giving not there. It's giving not there. Like,
and we need to keep it not there. So I need to like I got some sense, I had kind of got off track when my brothers were in town and we were doing all the eating out. But it's time to act like we want to stay like that. So
I know that's
what
right,
I
bro.
did this weekend. And then plus, like, because my brothers were in town, I didn't really get to like set my goals and write them down and like look at the calendar and like, clean. You know how Black folks, we like to, go into the new year with a clean house. So I had some laundry that I did. That was pretty much it. It was a quiet weekend. So hopefully next week I'll be able.
I was going to say, are we not going to be listening to too many more quiet weekends?
I got you, friend. I got you. I'm getting my hair done this weekend, and I think it'll kind of like
bring you back to life a little bit.
You know how it is when you're not all the way where how you want to be as far as
like me and my nails.
Yeah, your personal beauty standards. And
yeah.
So, yeah. Once my hair is done, I'll probably feel like let me put something on to go.
Okay.
There, real quick.
I'm ready to hear about your date stories. Like, I'm ready to hear about your progress as a member of Hinge. Speaking of dates, best date you've ever had?
Dang, best date I ever had. I gotta think about that, friend. I gotta get some time to think about these types of questions because, when we talked about our 2022 best moments, and I was like, oh, I couldn't think of a third moment. God was like, so you forgot that I let you buy a new car cash. That just one accomplishment. And I thought about it after the fact. So I'm like, dang, do I really want to say I ain't really had a best day ever? Be like, remember the time the guy did the thing? And let me let you go while I think on it.
Honestly,
don't say yesterday. That was her best date ever.
I haven't been on a good date like that in a long time.
Okay.
Like we didn't want it to end. That's how fun. That was a really good date. We had a great time. Like, no awkward moments, no nothing. Like, the chemistry was like palpable. It was just,
Okay.
It was a really nice date. And like the little place that we went to was really low key, kind of quiet. It wasn't super busy. It's a Sunday evening. It's, we're post holiday. So, in Chicago, people are going out every single night. But this particular night, it was just kind of like, I almost want to say the people in there were like regulars. Okay. Maybe they go and hang out there all the time. But it literally was just me and him sitting at the bar for like 5 hours. Like, we were at the bar for 5 hours just talking, like, and it was really nice. Like, it was really like sweet. It was innocent. We laughed a lot. We joked a lot. I mean, it was fun.
Okay.
It's not like I was like, he took me to Six Flags and, we rode roller coasters all day like that. Now that's fun too, but
never, girl, no. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it was a great date, and I foresee us having, many more great dates. Hopefully I ain't, speaking too soon and shooting myself in the foot live on, YouTube.
So listen, y'all. So y'all know I'm gonna bring it back up, and if I don't bring it back up, y'all remind me to ask Pascha in another 2 or 3 weeks. What is given and how it's going?
You guys go together now?
You know what? I actually had quite a few good dates. Back when I was really actively dating, which was like pre-panty, so 2019. I went on like at least 2 really good dates. And it wasn't anything like spectacular about it. For me, what makes a good date is just the vibe and our chemistry and conversation. Exactly. It don't really matter where we're at or what we're doing. None of that. It's really just, is there a connection? Is there anything happening? Like, am I getting the tingles, like Pascha likes to say? So yeah, that was nothing spectacular, but yeah, that was the last time I had like a really good date.
Okay, yeah, I'm very much like, I'm all about vibes. Like, if the vibe, I've been on dates where we're like having conversation and we're, I don't want to say it feels forced, but I can find myself like mining the depths of my brain. Like, what should we talk about next? Where were me and this person yesterday? Like, it just kind of flows.
So how good does the date have to be? Like, will you kiss on the first date? Is that like, because I mean, we could say, will you have sex on the first date? But kissing is really intimate to me. So how good does the date have to be going for you to feel like, let me kiss him and see,
I mean, if I'm like looking at your like lips and shit, like I'm like, oh, I'll kiss that nigga. Like, Absolutely. I don't, but I also don't go on a lot of first dates. You know, men don't like want to go out on dates, right? But in this instance, and you know, because I've moved to Chicago and I feel like the dating pool, although still filled with piss, is larger.
Okay.
You know, the opportunities to get out and spend time with someone are, the likelihood is higher that that's going to happen. So for me, I am very much like, I'm a little bit shallow. So is you fine? You know, what is
So
your,
they just need to be, so if they're fine and the date has gone well, you're open to.
I'm open to kissing. Yeah.
Okay.
But if I get
Is
like a whiff of breath and I'm like, damn, he fine and shit, but his breath, then maybe not. But also like but again, I feel like in some situations the stars kind of align, and it just kind of like the experience that you're having with this person, like it kind of just, it's not like should I kiss you? Because he even said to me yesterday, he was like, I really want to kiss you, but I don't want to be too forward. I'm afraid that that's going to come across.
Well, he sounds like a gentleman.
He is a gentleman. There was actually a couple of times when we were speaking and whatever he was trying to say at the end of the sentence, I like finished the sentence like with him. Weird stuff. Weird shit, girl.
We'll be raffling off 2 wedding invitations for 2 of our listeners to the wedding. Yeah.
We'll be raffling off 2 invitations. Oh my goodness, girl. I don't know about all that just yet, but
so you'll kiss on the first date.
Yes.
Will you have sex on the first date?
I will not. Even if I want to. No matter
how good the vibe is.
Nope, I will not.
Okay.
I will not. So, just because once you take it there, what else are we building up to?
I agree.
So
I personally can't have sex on the first date just because I'm somebody that's going to be thinking, okay, well, if he had sex with me on the first date, then he's having sex with everybody on the first date. And if I know that he's in the dating period, like he's dating, he's telling me, oh, I'm kind of like seeing what's out there and I'm dating. So I'm thinking, now you dating damn near every night of the week, having sex with somebody new every night of the week, and it's a turnoff. So no.
Yeah, and even to me, it's just like, well, if I have sex with him, he's gonna think I'm easy. Like, oh, this chick easy. Like
I'm having sex on the first date with everybody.
Yeah, like you fucking, and it's just like I'm not though. Like I'm not. So no, I don't even let the conversation get there. I do not like when a man starts talking about sex off rip. I hate that. Because to me, that sends a message to me. Okay, I see what you on. I see where your head is at.
If you immediately start talking about or making like sexual references or trying to make like sexual jokes, I'm immediately turned off because is that what you think this is? Like you think we really finna go from nothing to 100?
Yeah, like seriously.
I'm just not the girl to date, and that's okay. I'm actually I'm irritated that you did it, but thank you for showing me your hand because I know this ain't a game.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like with this guy in particular, like I think there was a mutual understanding almost immediately. Like, whoa, I don't know that I should probably be careful, and maybe I need to like act accordingly in this scenario. Like, I think he is a great guy. I think he's super nice. He's got a lot going for himself. So, I got to make sure I'm showing up as my best just because, like, who he is on paper. Let me just make sure I'm showing up as my best. And then, too, like...
but also keep in mind how you show up on paper.
But that's the thing. And I think he was like, oh, whoa. Because I don't disclose a lot on my Hinge profile. Because he was like, you said you live in the loop. You don't live in the loop. And it's like, duh. Why would I put where I live? I'm not letting nobody know my whereabouts or where they might be able to bump into me. I'm not doing that.
Right.
And then
Pascha, last week I was saying the dating app saying for me, and then you done had this best date ever from the Hinge guys. Like, Joy, Pascha told you about the yoga and it worked. Maybe you need to. Friend, I'm just trying to live my life through you. God knows.
Well, one of the things he mentioned was that he was a bad boy, and I was just doing.
Never mind. Not getting on Hinge. Continue.
I was going through the checklist of I literally was going through all of his red flags, like red flag number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and I told him to his face, because what you gonna do? You gonna fight me? I said, you're a walking red flag, and he was like, well, what are yours? Because I know you have some. So he even took my comment he took it in jest. You know, he didn't get like offended or anything. But also I was like, okay, well, why are you a bad boy? What's going on there? What do you mean by that? Like, I want to know. And so, you know, he's just a bachelor. And because I told him that, I'm like, okay, so are you a bad boy or are you a bachelor? Because there's a difference.
There is a difference.
There's a huge difference.
Which one does he think he is?
A bachelor.
Okay. But if he had told you a bad boy, would you still be as interested? Oh
yes, because I'm in my finest form when it's toxic.
Okay, girl. See, I ain't doing no more life ruiners, and that's what bad boy energy is giving me. No thanks.
Like I said, we had a very mutual understanding, because he was like, I don't know. He said, I have the tendency to get into these relationships that are like super passionate and super toxic. I'm like, you too? Oh my God. And I'm like, this can go one of two ways. This can be the greatest thing ever, or it can be a fucking disaster. And he's just like, it's too early in the year for disasters.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
But no, he's a good person. I don't, when I look at him, I don't think like, oh my God, what if I date him and fall in love and he cheats on me? Like, that has not crossed my mind. Like, I don't
I don't think that should ever cross your mind, friend. Like, don't self-sabotage yourself. Like,
right.
It's one date and it was great, but let's not self-sabotage and start thinking about like all the bad things
that could happen.
Right.
Yeah. But I also think, like, again,
I think it's normal, and it's normal to be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you listen to enough stories on TikTok, sweetie, and it'll scare you and scar you just listening to the stories.
What I think is funniest is that he presented himself just upfront, very transparent. Like, I've broken some hearts, but I've had my heart broken too. It's interesting when a man looks at you and they're like, I have to watch out for you. And I'm like, me? I'm a nice, sweet Midwestern girl.
I don't know, friend. I feel like that should be game.
Like, because there's nothing dangerous about me.
Like acting like you like gonna be so like emotionally vested and you don't want to get hurt, and the whole time you doing the hurt.
Right.
Now I gotta kill us both.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Now I gotta kill us both. You're dead to me. Yeah, like it's so funny when a man like gets in your presence and they they're machismo. They like, I'm the man, and then they get around a woman and it's just like, hold. Let me get myself together, because I don't know, this tornado just walked in and I'm trying to I gotta be cool. And he definitely was giving me I kinda need to be cool.
I just don't want, in 6 weeks or 6 months you to be on TikTok like, this is my story.
Be crying like I was about the other guy.
We can take them out. I don't know. Because I was in the house, I was like on TikTok a lot this weekend. And I just saw like all these stories about like people overcoming like everything they went through in 2022.
Oh wow, okay.
Which actually led me down. And now I think it actually led me down this other rabbit hole. Did you hear about the
black girl follow trend?
Yes, the follow the black girl trend on TikTok.
I have heard about it. I am not a ticker talker. I'm not a ticker talker, so I need to get more. I feel like I hear that it's the greatest place on earth, right?
Yeah, I prefer it over other social medias.
I've never gotten, I have a TikTok page and I have stuff on there, but it is like my least used social medium. But that black girl follow train, it was basically a community of black women following other black women. And, what I did hear was that like women's follower counts were just going up, just super, and it was awesome until a Karen got upset.
The white lady was on there crying and in tears over this trend because, according to her, it's just so unfair. She feels excluded. It feels like reverse racism. And it's like, this is exactly why we have the hashtag. This is exactly why you feel excluded.
Because my thing is,
like, do you not see the irony in all of these white tears that you're crying about and the shit that you're saying? This is exactly why the hashtag and the trend was created in and of itself.
If there was no Black Girl Follow train, were you going to be on TikTok following Black women?
And are you upset that the trend is actually helping people gain followers and exposures and you don't get to benefit off of it?
Because yeah.
Like, so many videos, so many watered down white girl videos of trends that Black women started, and the white people are the ones that get to go on the Ellen show and the this show and the that show to show the dance that they did on TikTok, and they didn't even create the shit.
Over there, y'all literally like white bread on TV.
Y'all literally ride Black women's coattails on TikTok at the minimum. We won't even name all the other things that you do, but it's like, we want to surround each other with the love and the positivity and the following, if that's
that what we don't get otherwise.
And you want to cry about it? Get a fucking life.
Like what? Like, and my thing is, what was your end goal for us to stop doing it?
It really just made it blow up even more. Stupid.
And now your ass is getting chewed up, and you're going viral for being a crying ass Karen.
Right.
Crying ass.
Be like, how did you think this was gonna end? Like, it's almost it's shameful, but I can't do nothing but laugh because you're a fucking idiot. You look stupid as hell.
Crying hard.
Girl.
I had an experience similar to this. But it was more about a white woman centering herself in a space that's not for her. So I celebrated 14 years in the insurance industry last Monday. Clap for me. Clap for me.
Girl, you better do your Black women career goals, honey. Okay.
Okay, listen. I have spent 14 years in the industry, like right out of college. So I had posted on Facebook, today marks 14 years, yada, yada, yada. And I shouted out women who were instrumental in me being where I'm at today.
Okay.
And the first person that, the reason why I'm even in insurance is because I was working at a shoe store at the mall. This one Black woman came in. I helped her find some boots. We're just having conversation. And I don't know how it came up that I was about to graduate from college. But she was like, oh, we're actually hiring a new class of like claims analysts. Would you be interested? And I'm over here like $9 an hour or a salary job. $9. Okay. So she, pretty much gave me her information, gave me her card, told me to apply when I graduate. So I was a winter graduate. I interviewed for the job on December 17th. They called me at 9. She called me personally from her home phone on December 18th, a Friday night, to offer me the job. And then I graduated and walked and got my diploma or my degree on the 19th. So it was like the 17th I interviewed. I got the job the 18th. I graduated the 19th. And then 2 weeks later in January, I started working. So when I say I've been doing this literally since I graduated college, I don't know anything else. So shout out.
This is a Black woman who you were helping find
shoes at the mall.
And she literally gave you your first big girl job.
Yeah.
Wow.
So shout out to her, Mrs. Paulette Cook.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Okay.
Yes, shout out to her.
So I I was very happy. Oh, clap for her again, y'all. Clap for her again. I was very thankful for that opportunity because that was at the time when a lot of us college graduates couldn't get a job. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So then when I'm this green 22-year-old in corporate America, I know nothing about corporate America. And there's this, a couple Black women who were in my department, and we all find each other in a space like that.
Have to.
And these women had been working.
It's easy to find each other too. It ain't but a few of us now.
Right. So they actually kind of like invited me, to kind of sit with them at lunch and just kind of like I learned how to navigate corporate America and all of the nuances in that kind of a workspace because of them. So,
Okay.
I knew how to read the room and show up in a room very early on, especially as a Black woman. So shout out to them. Kim McCants, I love you. And then who was the third woman I shouted out? Let me pull up the post actually. Oh, there was a supervisor that worked in appeals who was, she was a Black woman, and she was, we were, like I said, we all found each other. So she tapped me on my shoulder and was like, you need to apply for this job. She said she was like, there's not very many women. They don't have any Black people. You need to apply for the job. And she said, Mutual's always going to hire from within. So apply. So she's the reason why I got into underwriting, which is literally when my career said,
story is like blowing my mind. This lady literally came to you and told you apply for this job.
Apply for this job. I know the people in that department. You should apply for the job. And I was like, okay. Wow.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I remember too when I got the job and they made the announcement. This one lady on my team was like, "How the hell did you get that job?"
Mm-mm.
And I definitely went to HR on that, because who the fuck are you talking to, bitch? Why would you say something? Oh, a white. And speaking of,
thank you for answering the question before I had to ask you.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Exactly why seeing each other in these spaces, why we have to look out for each other, and why they looked out for you, because they knew it was going to be somebody that, why you get this job?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I get the job?
Or doing whatever they could to make sure I didn't go far.
Further, right.
So I put up this post, and, people are like, congratulations, that's wonderful, good for you, yada, yada, yada. And then this white lady that trained me, she made a comment on my page, or on my, on my little post. And and the post was specifically for the Black women who reached back to help me. That was the point. 3 Black women who saw me and wanted to help me and push me forward, She says, I feel left out.
This a real story?
So, I politely.
This a real story?
Yes. Like, you guys can go. I posted this I posted it 3 days ago. January 5th? The 5th. Today marks 14 years as an insurance professional. I don't know anything else, and I'm not mad about it. Shout out to Mrs. Paulette Cook for seeing me and giving me my big girl job fresh out of college. Unheard of in 2009. To Kim McCants, thank you for taking this green little girl under your wing and helping me navigate corporate America, and to Miss Bernadette Armstead for instructing me to apply for underwriting. 3 Black women who saw me. Look what reaching back and helping those behind you can do. This strong face hoe says,
wait.
If you go to my Facebook, Joy, and you go look at her comment, that face is strong.
Pascha, what the strong face lady say?
I feel left out. Sad face with the emoji and the sad face.
Wait, I just be asking, like, is stories like this real? Because it's like, how did you not read the room, boo? There's a reason you feel left out. This one for you. This wasn't about you.
Why did you feel comfortable commenting under my post with that?
And you specified in this post, like, the Black women.
3 different Black people. I named first and last name, bitch. Like, I'm not talking about you.
And this is a white woman commenting that she feels left out because you're not a Black woman, boo.
There was nothing that you did that propelled my career. You were my trainer and you helped me learn how to do my first job. That's it. So I say to her, don't feel left out. I appreciate what I learned from you, but I wanted to highlight the women who looked out for me that looked like me. There's not many of us. So what they did for me was especially important. And I had to keep it cute because here's the thing.
Definitely kept it cute because, baby, I don't understand the obsession with needing to be centered in every fucking thing. But what is that?
But now my post is not about all of these Black women that helped me, because everybody's texting me like, why the fuck did that bitch say that under your post? So and so her response to me is with the heart emoji, the face with the 3 hearts around it. I know. I was just giving you crap. Haha. Can I get credit for National Pink Week though? Bitch, no. Because she used to do
Wait, what?
she would do a week in October where everybody would wear pink every day. But that has nothing to do
With propelling your career. What? What?
Put the pre-workout down, ho. Put the pre-workout. This was somebody, she was an avid fitness.
You cannot make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I'm just like, why? Like, please, like, girl, I didn't know you were that girl. You're one of them. You're a Karen.
Them.
You're a Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So yeah, like, you know, that's I got so many comments. Like, I can't believe she was saying, why did she say that? You said black.
But were the comments to you personally, like text, or did people start commenting on the post?
No, they were personally texting me. Like my friend screenshot it.
I was about to say somebody gonna eat her ass up on that post.
You know what everyone's doing? They're liking my comment back to her.
Little petty shade.
But just what was happening is I was getting screenshots like, okay, why is she saying this when your post was about black women? And I'm like,
right.
Questions that need answers. I don't know.
It's just, and it's literally the perfect example, reaching across the aisle of how in every situation and circumstance, y'all have to feel like y'all aren't included. You have to be the center.
Mm-hmm.
You're mad about a black girl follow trend on TikTok. You're mad that somebody is saying thank you to the black women who helped me propel my career because you aren't in it. Like the obsession with yourself is it makes me want to vomit. It's gross and disgusting.
What, like my thing is and maybe I'm just aloof and don't give a fuck and I need to work on that. But like, I don't care about what non-browns have going on enough to center myself in that space. Like, oh, look what y'all got going on. Well, but I'm here too. What about me? No, I don't even, I feel like we are in a very exclusive group. I'm so thankful to be a black woman. I love being a black woman. I don't want to be anything else. Thank you, Jesus, for,
Amen.
Pairing me up with my, I'm glad that you paired us up and that you said, here, Mia, here is your gift from me. I'm so happy I'm black. I love looking at my mom and my aunt and my grandma, and I just, and just seeing all of these amazing black women, and, I'm happy that I'm on this side of the coin, not the other.
I think that's the problem. People are upset that they aren't on that side.
Yeah.
They would like to be getting to dip their hand in both groups. And you just can't do that.
Yeah.
We don't get to do that. That's why we've had to create our own lane and group and voice.
Hello.
Brown Karen. This is not for you, boo.
But she sure did. Talking about I feel left out. Girl.
See, and that's you or no one that looks like you would have to make a post saying, oh my gosh, thank you for giving this black girl a chance or this person a chance fresh out of college because this is unheard of. And y'all don't have to do that. That's the whole point. People like that just don't get it. And I'm sorry, personally, I'm not the girl that's going to waste my time explaining it to you. Just like you say, read the room. Take a look around and just pay attention to the things that we have to do, the hoops we got to jump through. I'm not finna explain this shit to nobody. It's a black girl group, baby. It is of the elite, and you are not included because you ain't one of us. Next topic.
Hello. But yeah, very bold of her to comment and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Very bold. Like what?
She must know you're really such a sweetheart for her to even comment because you wasn't afraid that you was gonna just chew her up.
No, she was not. But that's the thing. Like, I've never had like a weird rapport with this lady, which is why I had to. I was like, I can handle this two ways. I can be a bitch and be like, fuck you, get the fuck off my post saying this goofy shit, or I can classily get her together because I appreciate what I learned from you. The reason why I cross my T's and dot my I's now is because she was very thorough and I had to review my work. Shit wasn't moving down the line if she didn't get, if I didn't get the stamp of approval for her. A lot of people in the job weren't a fan of hers and she, and vice versa, but she liked me. Everybody likes me, but she liked me. So for her to put that comment there, I felt was just very strange. Yeah, everybody likes me. But
Yeah,
don't
that's
come on my
a
post doing that. Don't come on my post doing that, because this was a really beautiful like statement that, was heartfelt, and these
Yeah.
women are going to mean the most to me forever.
Mm-hmm.
Any move I make in my career, they planted the seed. You did not plant any seeds, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You were just there. You were just there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fuck y'all.
Oh, child, they always want to be the center of attention. Unless they in a hot seat. Now, speaking of the hot seat, this made me remember. I was reading over the weekend, and I didn't get to read much because there's not a lot out there about it.
Okay.
But I want to step out on a limb on our podcast and probably be one of the first podcasts to actually talk about this particular occurrence, because I believe, I checked the sources that I could check. I never want to get on here just talking about anything weird and random, and
You ain't do your research.
It seems to be pretty fucking valid. Apparently, before the new year, around the 27th of December, Rob Kardashian had an overdose scare at in LA. Now we know that
What?
Chris. And now, first of all, the reason I believe this has some truth to it is because when Black China and Rob were in court fighting over custody of Dream, which they both have physical custody of her, they share physical custody. Rob was alleging that Black China had this drug habit, and China was saying Rob has a drug habit. So it seemed to be like just some finger pointing going on. But when you really get into the nitty gritty of it, it seems that Rob has had some issues in the past, and some of which he's spoken about when he's talked about his bouts of depression and being addicted to, opioids and things like that. So on December the 27th, he arrived at the hospital, pale, blue lips, overdosing on alcohol, opioids, oxy to be exact, and he also was found to have traces of fentanyl in his system. So, fentanyl is a big thing that people are talking about.
You can die from that.
Yeah. And just the fact that you had traces of it, and you are, you have all this oxy in your system, and you're mixing that up with alcohol, is really like a perfect deadly combination. So he presents to the hospital. They're able to revive him, bring him back from the overdose.
Oh, it was an emergency ambulance call?
Well, I don't think he arrived in an ambulance. It said that someone dropped him off 3:00 in the morning, pale and blue.
So he was unconscious?
Mm-hmm. He arrived unconscious. And, the effects of opioids, they give the Narcan, which is temporarily blocks those inhibitors in your brain and kind of like you kind of shock. Yeah. So Chris and Chloe come to the hospital, and at this point, Rob is like just going off. I mean, you got to remember, like, the state of mind. For those who don't know, like, when you're overdosing, it's like a temporary thing. I can stop you from overdosing, so it's almost like all of the effects of the drugs in your system are just racing, and they give you this Narcan or whatever they give you based on what you are overdosing on to kind of stop the effects. And so it's like you kind of come out of this state.
Mm-hmm.
The drugs are still pumping in your body, which is why they tell you have to stay at the hospital, because that Narcan or whatever they give you is a temporary thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna wear off, and you're gonna go back to overdose. And so you're supposed to stay there so they can monitor you, give you a drip. So he wakes up in this state of just, and he's screaming in the hospital. Black China ruined his life. She's trying to ruin him. He doesn't want to go to rehab. He wants to see his daughter Dream. He's ready to go. And so he stayed there for a couple of days, and then he left with his mom.
I have not heard anything about this.
You haven't heard anything about it, but that doesn't surprise me. This is Kris Jenner that we're talking about. These are the Kardashians that we're talking about. What's interesting, though, is that a lot of the articles that I continue to find talked about the fact that while the Kardashians themselves didn't acknowledge or deny or confirm Rob's overdose, they all instantaneously began to post about Rob's business. Halfway Dead, some Rick and Morty collaboration. He has like t-shirts and socks and stuff like that. There's a video that Kim posted to her Instagram story where they think that it was a strategic video that it made it sound like Rob, Kim, and Khloe were all in the same room together. But if you listen back to it, it actually sounds like somebody put those different 3 audios together to make it seem like they were together. Everything's okay. Rob just stopped over with some of his merch. It was very odd. Like, I listened to the video, the story over and over and over, and I have to agree. It doesn't seem like a authentic video. It sounds like something that was kind of staged and put together. Chris literally uploaded nothing but Halfway Dead stuff all day. Khloe and Kim uploaded maybe 1 or 2 things.
On their stories?
On that day. Now, remember, this is the end of December. This is before New Year's Eve, and I'll send you the links to the article.
Okay.
But it was kind of like they were trying to distract people from what was really going on. Like, if they're looking here, we need to give them something to talk about. So let's let them talk about this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing that popped into my mind is, I know, and I don't know if it's still going on. I tried to find something about it, and it could be because the matter has been settled, but you know, back a couple months ago, like early beginning of last year, China had posted this video or this story or tweet or something about, I had to get rid of 3 of my cars today because I'm a single mom and I don't have support. And both Rob and Tyga both had commented and were like, well, you know, I have my child this many days and I pay, you know, $40,000 for all of their extracurricular activities in school. Why would I pay child support? Now, China or Rob, one of them was trying to get some child support. Like, I want to say it was Rob trying to take China to court to get her to pay child support to him for Dream. And it's like, this is definitely something that you would want to keep hush hush, because if you plan on going in front of a judge asking for child support and you just had an overdose experience, that's not going to look good on you.
This shit, it's amazing what the Kardashian, like how much control they really have in what.
But I think that over the years we've seen that it is absolutely possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I wonder why Rob is so unhappy.
Yeah, I think Rob is just, some people just aren't, they don't want to be in the limelight. They don't like the attention. And Rob, you know, since Keeping Up with the Kardashians was a thing before any of them were getting married and having kids, and when Bruce was still Bruce, you know, Rob never wanted to be on that show. He hated being on camera. He hated it. He talked about how much he hated it. However, he did turn around once he started messing with Blac Chyna, and they had their own reality show. I don't even remember the name of it, but Chris shut that down. Rob and Chyna, right? Chyna sued them, saying that they had gotten into cahoots with E to get the show canceled, and it was like, you know, form of income. She lost income, whatever happened. Yeah, Rob's never really enjoyed the limelight, and he's always talked about, you know, his struggles with depression and missing his dad and missing the father figure, and he's talked about his struggle with drugs because he had gotten addicted to drugs, pills, I should say. Just for clarity. But yeah.
I've heard nothing. I've seen nothing in the press. I'm gonna do my Googles.
And it's so funny. It's not funny, but it's very telling about who runs what. Because as many Black bloggers give the Kardashians flack for kind of imitating the culture and then deciding they no longer want to be a part of the culture and they want to go back to looking like a white girl and getting, you know, the butt reduced and hips smaller and all this, that, and the third. None of you niggas reported on this. He got y'all on ball and chain.
Yeah, don't report that shit or you'll get your page taken down. Well, we're going to get that shit taken down. The shade
right.
room.
And I think that's what blogs are scared of, is that they're going to lose their audience because their page, their social media page or their website is going to somewhat mysteriously have this issue. Because it's happened to people in the past who have spoken out on things that were supposed to be hush hush in the industry.
Wow. Well, prayers to him. Seriously.
Seriously, yeah. I mean, this fentanyl thing is out of control in this country, and the amount of people who are dying because they are ingesting things that they think is one thing, and it ends up being So
and that's why I stick with the good old tree.
Pascha.
I'm just saying, comes from the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, when you don't know who you get it from, it could be, have some kind of toxin attached to it as well.
Well, I get mine from the dispensary because it's legal in Chicago.
Okay.
Give it up for the legal weed in Chicago.
You love that fucking button now. You in love with that hand clap button now.
Hand clap abuse.
I'm not a smoker, but I know people do have theories around preferring to not go to the dispensary because they think, the government's done this to this strain, making us do this. And I don't.
As far as I'm concerned, what the government is doing to me is ensuring I get a good night's rest. Okay? I'm getting a good night's rest, all right? And I don't have anxiety. I don't be tightly wound up about shit, so...
Okay, so that's why you be telling me, girl, you need to smoke something.
Yeah, say it again. I said, what do I be saying?
You be telling me I need to
smoke something.
Y'all, I had a moment, I think last week, right after we recorded, and I was just telling Pascha, all these different layers I got going on, all these different things I got to do, and these different directions I'm being pulled in. She's like, girl, you need to hit the weed and just...
My advice. What's Pascha's advice when you're in a bind? Hit the weed, okay? Get that fucking in your system. I'm sorry. It just, it served me well. Okay, it has served me well. So
it's not for everybody though.
It's not. I have had my experiences with you.
Why you gotta bring up old shit?
Oh, because it was really funny. It was really, really funny because
for the smokers, when y'all tell y'all friends who don't smoke, just hit it a little bit, and they do it and it just don't turn out well, listen to them the next time.
I was like, do you really want me to call the ambulance?
Y'all told Pascha I was had to call the ambulance.
I can't lift my arms.
I was dying, y'all. I was on the brink of death.
Oh,
and she wanted to leave me and go. I'm like, girl, you gotta stay here. Watch me. No.
And I did. I went to sleep right on that couch. I'm over here putting my finger by your nose. Is she breathing?
That's what your ass get.
I'm like, whoa, well, one of us, I don't know if both of us are enjoying our high anymore. Because mine is blown because I need to make sure you stay alive.
That was not enjoyable for me.
We had some fun times in Cleveland, girl.
We had, okay.
Yes,
we did. Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, what's on the docket for next week? How's your next week looking? Does it involve Hinge and going outside?
Well, I think I want to do things like, I don't know. I'm a Capricorn. So a lot of times I'm like structuring too many things.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know I need to do 5 things, I won't do the third thing until the first and the second have been done.
Got you.
If I know thing 4 needs to be done, I will not do thing 5 until so I'm just in my head too much. But what I'm doing this week is the girl's getting her hair done.
Okay, I was going to ask, what are you doing this week for self-care?
I'm not doing self-care. I don't do self-care every week. That is not realistic for me. Me getting my hair done is a necessity. That is not self-care. Okay?
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay. I mean, you're not doing like a sheet mask or anything, or getting a pedi, or going to yoga.
You're talking about all the things I need to do, but I'm just doing what I can do. One day at a time. This is what I'm doing.
Okay. We discussed this offline last week. you have a lot on your plate, and I feel like self-care gets pushed off the plate. So I'm here to make sure that you're still doing something, even if you are laying in the bed with the sheet mask with your little thing.
Oh no, that's no.
We're done with that.
I had a vape while my brothers were here because I knew, like, and that was one of the things I said, like, I'm one of those people that believe that you can do pretty much anything in moderation.
Yeah.
But when my brothers came, I got a vape so that I would have something for the weekend for myself. But once I purposely got one that was very low amount of puffs, and for those of you who smoke vapes, y'all get it. It was like less than maybe 2,000 puffs. It was a lower amount of nicotine in the vape. And once it was gone, it was gone. I don't have another one. I don't want another one, and I ain't getting another one.
Good.
So I am getting my hair done.
I'm going to call that self-care this week.
Okay. Well, you call it self-care. I call it my scalp need to be scrubbed. These ends need to be trimmed, and my hair is dry. I'm getting my hair done. And I am going to put some clothes on and get outside and let the sun shine on my face from the outside.
Sunshine on me.
That's the plan for this weekend, and I will give y'all an update. It will be
okay. I'm ready.
Okay. The Hinge thing, we're gonna see one thing at a time.
Okay.
We're gonna go outside and see what it's giving, and that will make me decide if I feel like I have the do I even want to do Hinge?
Okay.
So that's what I got going on this week.
Okay.
When is your second date? Because I don't even know the need to ask what you doing. When is the second date?
I don't know.
When you talked about that man, you was smiling the whole time.
I feel like you're telling my business a little bit.
No, you did that for all of us. You did that.
Like you did that already.
Yeah, you did that already.
Nobody's smiling, girl.
Look at you smiling now when you talking about it. Don't try to. Look at you. Look at you. The teeth was out, girl. Okay, that's a good thing. A man that can make you smile and giggle and laugh, like that's what we want. Okay, don't be ashamed. Don't talk that.
I'm not smiling about him. I'm laughing at you. I don't know when our second date is. I have some stuff I'm doing this week, and he has a big job, so he's out of town for 3 days this week. So I will probably see him this weekend.
Okay,
but
will you do us a favor and take a fucking picture and not
of my outfit? I sent you the pictures that I got.
Yeah, a picture of you knee down like you a fucking pilgrim. What am I gonna do with that? I need a whole full body. I need to see the whole look.
Y'all go to the Same Difference podcast Instagram and look at the stories and look at these pathetic ass pictures that I got of my fire ass outfit.
Next time, let's start to take the pictures before we get the drinking and the smoking. Let's do that.
I'm going to do my best.
All right. That's all we can ask.
I'm going to do my best.
I hope you do better with this than you did with Dry-uary, because that shit is out the window to me. You can't just start it and stop it and pick it back up. No, you have to start over and you have to do a full 30 days. Otherwise, it's not Dry-uary. It's just I ain't drinking today.
But I forgot that I had the event, and you can't go to a brunch where they're playing all Beyonce and not have nothing.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just didn't want to.
It was $20, and the mimosa pours were large. Like, I love Chicago. I love it here.
I see. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, friend. I'm looking forward to a stress-free, productive week.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hope the same for you. To our listeners, don't forget to connect with us on socials. We're going to have a new podcast schedule starting this week, where the Same Difference podcast will be available to view on YouTube on Wednesdays. Episodes will drop on Wednesdays. And make sure you subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube, because we upload like shorts, which is really like TikToks and Reels. We upload that stuff on YouTube too. So subscribe, comment, like, share. It'll be available on Wednesdays. And then the audio will be still available on every Friday on all podcast streaming platforms. Y'all are doing a great job getting this video out there, because I was actually kind of shocked when I looked at it like, damn, 4,200 people. Oh yeah, let's keep this going.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's
so
gonna send him and be like, "Hey, nigga, this you."
Yeah. I was wondering too, like, I wonder, does he even live in Chicago? Or like, was he visiting? Like,
I was wondering that. Like, I wonder if he actually lives here.
Yeah. So don't think if you're not in Chicago that you can't help. No, get it out there. Let's find this.
Let's find the Black Pharaoh. I'm weak at this nickname though.
And once we find him, we'll make sure that we have it so that you all can send us questions that you want us to ask him. What do you want to know? So we're doing this as a family, so we're going to make sure we keep you guys updated and included on the process. So that's all I got, friend.
All right. I don't have nothing to report. I want everyone to take their vitamins. The one thing I have been doing consistently is taking my vitamins every single day. I might have fucked up Dry-uary, but I am taking my vitamins. So I want you all to do the same because we need those. We need those supplements in our life, everyone.
Okay. Yeah, I had to go back to getting those immunity shots that you get out of the refrigerator section at the grocery store, because I woke up Tuesday night after I dropped my brothers off and I got back home. Oh, baby, this thing my throat ain't felt like that since before the pandemic. Actually, no, since I had COVID, which was December of 2021. Yeah, I thought I was sick.
During the pandemic, I got sick once and I was down for 2 days, and I don't know if it was COVID.
Oh, I had COVID in December. I had COVID on my birthday, 2021.
I've not. And then there's a part of me that's like,
did you get
I got tested regularly. I did get vaccinated, yes.
Okay.
And there's been times where I've stepped out the house and I've forgotten my mask, or I've hopped on the train and I've forgotten my mask, and I am masked up. Like I've got the K95 or whatever the fuck they are. I got the regular black surgical ones. Like I am masked up. They're everywhere, and I've managed to stay healthy all last winter and this winter. I'm actually really proud of that. I'm someone that washes my hands. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but like I try
more. I definitely pay attention. As soon as I come in the door now, the first thing I got to do before I get to touching on shit is wash my hands. Even when I'm out, I keep hand sanitizer with me. Coming out of the stores before I start touching my steering wheel and all of that. So that's why I was kind of surprised. But as far as the mask go, I live in Atlanta. We was never about that life.
Oh no, hell no.
Never put a mask on.
But yeah, I'm very surprised that I've managed to stay healthy. So yeah, take y'all vitamins, y'all.
Okay.
But that's all I got.
Well, I hope this smile carries you through the week. Hopefully we see this same smile when it's time to record again next week. I don't want to hear this nigga then fucked up and did some weird shit. And so we'll see.
We're gonna see.
Okay.
All right.
All right, friends.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the Same Difference podcast, and we will see you next week.
Bye.